This is a story about how I was fired from Worldwide Technology after being sexually harassed. That's right, men get sexually harassed too. I never thought that I would have to tell this story because after speaking about it there, I didn't think it would go any further. And yes, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't sexually harassed by a man, okay? I was actually sexually harassed by a beautiful woman. If I could even call her beautiful without even though the fact that she sexually harassed me. I think we live in a world where lines get blurred very easily, and something that may have been flirtatious on either side can quickly and easily become sexual harassment, especially from other people's prospects, right? If anyone's looking at it on the outside in, they might call it sexual harassment. People looking on the inside are like, it's flirtatious. This person's interested in me. The world has really got to get these lines together because they hurt people. As you see, like I said, I lost my job at Worldwide Technology. I actually, I'll start from the beginning. I have multiple friends in the IT industry who work at Worldwide Technology. If you don't know Worldwide Technology, you should look it up. It's a Fortune 500 company. They own basically the St. Louis Blues, St. Louis City soccer team, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and multiple other things around the country. And this is in America. They also have satellite offices in different countries. They built the 5G towers for AT&T. They handle AT&T, Edward Jones, and other companies shipping and stuff like that, as well as setting up, electronics, etc. Basically, it's a really good company to work for. The only thing about this company, and I'm not going to say any of this stuff lightly, is that it is very, I won't say racist, I will say racially biased. I'll start off by saying there are two people in the company who are the exact heads of the company. One is the actual owner. The owner of the company is actually a black man from Southside Chicago. Um, Super awesome guy. You will barely ever see him. He's old. He doesn't run the company anymore. I'm actually gonna pull this up in a tab, which I should have already had, but I feel like this is gonna make it easier. Visuals are always better for people, and yeah. So the first thing I type in when I type in world is worldwide technology jobs come up. There it is. Warehouse job, associate data engineer. It's really great jobs. I'm not even gonna name the people that I know who work there or who work there in this story because I don't actually want anything to happen to them or the person who accused me of who said that I sexually harassed them, when in fact they sexually harassed me. And this story is gonna tell that and prove it, and you'll see how twisted and how weird the world gets. Um, so I'll put it up right there. Worldwide technology owners, right? So, like I said, there's there's two men who actually own the company, and the first, I'm gonna pop them up. Worldwide technology. This man right here, I'm gonna pop him up in a thing. Uh, David Stewart. He is the founder of Worldwide Technology. He actually runs the company. I'm gonna tell you right now, no one, I would say no one, I would say 80% of the people at the location that I worked at in Illinois knew who he was. They had no idea that this man, this black man, owned the company. When I asked them, did David Stewart come here? No one knew who he was. No one, barely. Like the obviously the managers, the big managers knew him, but no one else knew who he was. The people that everyone is familiar with is this man right here. He is the CEO, Jim Kavanaugh. Now, that's not Jim Kavanaugh's fault. You know what I mean? It's not his fault that that everyone you know knows him. He's the CEO, and he acts like it. He shows up to multiple locations, and he does his thing. So this story doesn't have anything to do with them. Um, I've met every single person in this photo because they do their thing and they come through. They came through where the location I was working. So let me get back to the story. That's just a little background on it. Okay, I worked for FedEx for a number of years. In this time of me working for FedEx, I decided that it wasn't something I wanted to do. It was never something I wanted to do. If you know me, I've done so many things in my life, but FedEx was not one that I wanted. It was something that I fell into. It was 6 years of working at a job that made good money. I'll say good money. It made good money or decent money. And I got comfortable. A really good friend of mine had started running a team for Worldwide Technology, where he would go to different states and set up computers, so on and so forth. He mainly spent the bulk of his time at home or in the office in Westport. So, I've always been a PC guy. I've always loved technology. And I said to myself, okay, let me get some certs and let me go work with him. I should have started and got the certs first and then went to the team. But I heard of a way in. And that way in was starting with their smaller company that you basically work side by side with Worldwide Technology. And it's called AeroPoint. It's basically we have their own basically temp service. And then you get converted over. All the exact same people, they work for there, so on and so forth. Just a turnover. So I start there. I aced the interview, kill it. I grew up in Sherman Oaks, California, and some of the managers there are from Sherman Oaks, or their wives are from Sherman Oaks. It's a nice neighborhood in California. They knew it immediately. I guess they were infatuated by the way that I spoke. And yeah, man, I got the job. I played soccer. Soccer's a really big thing. Jim Kavanaugh played soccer, and a lot of other guys. If you played soccer, you're in. I played soccer growing up. It was a bunch of win-wins. Also, one of the managers had went to school in what is Blackjack in Missouri, way back in the day. He actually went to school with my daughter's mother, mom. So he went to school with her, and that was another end, man. It's not all about what you know all the time. A lot of times it's who you know, and I like to use both. That's how the world is. If you haven't figured it out, you got to, man. So moving forward with it, basically I start the job. I'm there. I meet my team. I have a team manager. Right off the bat, I hit it off with everyone except the team manager because when they introduced me, they said, hey, this guy's going places. He's going for higher positions. Immediately, my team manager felt threatened. All the other managers loved me. I'm used to managing. I managed at FedEx for over 2 years. I'm used to taking care of my team. I'm the guy who brings donuts and breakfast. When it's the summer, I'm the dude with Gatorade and a cooler and water. If you ask any of my drivers, they'll attest to this. That's just who I am as a person. That's how I was raised. It's not some super trick that I'm trying to pull off of people. It's just how I was raised, I was raised like that. So with that being said, he immediately started feeling some kind of way. I could tell immediately. It was kind of weird, but whatever. I had multiple team members. For the sake of this story, I'm not going to name their names. 2 Caucasian girls, 1 African American girl, 2 Caucasian men. Not to include my manager, who was also a Caucasian male, and then me, who was a black male. So I was the only black male on my team. Not to be confused with black male, but black male. You know what I mean? Anyways, so basically, awesome team. Everybody's great. Everyone gets along. I'm gonna be completely honest and clairvoyant here. 4 people on my team, 4 people, right? They would hang out every day. 4 of them, right? Basically, one of the white girls, right? For the sake of the story, we'll call her Billy. So Billy, right? and we'll call this guy Josh. So Billy, Josh. We'll call the chick Rhonda, and then it was me, right? So Billy, Josh, Rhonda, and me would hang out every day. They invited me. They would go on lunch together. I would go with them every single day. We talked, we joked, we laughed. You know what I mean? We had a great time every lunch, every lunch. Now, there was another girl and another guy, right, on my team. The other guy on the team would do his own thing. He was super cool, young kid, just very to himself, but super awesome. We always had conversations. And then there was this other girl. And for the sake of this, we're gonna just call her Julia, right? We're just making up names. We're just gonna call her Julia. She was blonde, super gorgeous girl from a very small town in Illinois that we're just gonna call Red. We're not gonna say the actual name, but we're just gonna call it Red. That's in the name. We had conversations. The first thing she said is that she never met more than like 3 African American people. So that being said, that's kind of weird, I guess, in the world we live in. But a lot of people live in very small towns. It's not uncommon to not meet any African American people or any people of different races, no matter if they're Armenian, Samoan, or anything like that. It's still very normal. Sounds crazy, but it is. So she'd only seen people on TV. She had 2 people at her school. Long story short, she was attracted to me and she liked me, but Julia had a boyfriend. Her boyfriend worked at Worldwide Technology. He was the same age as me. She was younger. I want to say I was 29 or 8 at the time. And her boyfriend he was 30 and she was 24. Again, it's nothing wrong with liking people. You can like whoever you want, you just, everybody just respects each other's space. She liked me. I thought she was attractive as well. So we flirted. We would flirt day in and day out. We'd flirt. All of our coworkers would see us flirting. Then you got like, what about her boyfriend? You worked in a different department. Again, it's just flirting. It's harmless. You know what I mean? She would say a bunch of different things. We both say a bunch of different things like, oh, you look nice today, and this and that, and this and that, and you know what I mean. She'd tell me that I smell so good. She'd want to eat me up. I would talk about how beautiful her face was, or just different things, man. You know what I mean? We were flirting, like we were obviously attracted to each other. Basically there was a thing, and I know everyone can relate to this. There was a thing at this job where the women would say things about the guys wearing joggers, right? Now, usually that type of stuff is an insider. The same thing with guys. Maybe guys will say stuff about girls wearing leggings. You know what I mean? Again, if you said that kind of stuff out loud, that's sexual harassment, right? That's what that is. To yourself, that's a conversation. To yourself and another coworker or whatever. Maybe not a work conversation because, that's an off the clock conversation. Obviously, because that's not the world that we live in. Basically, we flirted for a long time. She wanted to hang out with me outside of work. I was also dating someone in a on and off again type of thing, and I didn't do it. I was like, no, maybe not outside of work. It just didn't really seem like that wasn't something I was trying to really do. You know what I mean? Like I remember it was St. Patrick's Day and she wanted to hang out, and it wasn't something I wanted to do. Flash forward, we're back at work. It just so happens that her and the other Caucasian girl on our team, who I hang out with every day, are very close friends. Me and the other girl had got into a verbal disagreement. I never argue with people or anything like that, but we got into a verbal disagreement. In this verbal disagreement, it sounded heated. It sounded bad, but it wasn't, because we hang out every day. So after our disagreement, guess what? Me, her, Rhonda, and our boy all went and hung out and had lunch together. And we didn't even think about what we were just saying. We didn't even think about it because we didn't care. People didn't know how close we were. You know what I mean? We've been hanging out for months at this time, every day for lunch. But I could see the spark in her eye change. Like, I saw her, she looked at me different at that point. I saw her like, she felt like, oh my gosh, like maybe black people are bad, like you see on TV or something crazy. Like it just flipped. You know what I mean? It flipped. And I saw that. And over the next few days, it went from her flirting with me, right, to her not really saying too much. Now, going back in the story right before this argument, the thing about me explaining the joggers is that she kept on asking me, why don't I wear joggers? Right? So she kept asking me. This is the most beautiful blonde haired chick. She asked me, with the boyfriend, why don't I wear joggers? She said, you should wear joggers to work. They're comfortable, you can have a little space. I said, oh, I like my jeans. Again, she asked me, why don't you wear joggers? She said, you must be afraid to show something. There must be, or there's nothing there, right? Now listen, in any other part of the world, or let's say 20 years ago or 15 years ago, that is flirting. That's still flirting, right? But in the workplace, the truth is that's sexual harassment, right? You can't suggest that someone wear an article of clothing so you could see a part of their body, right? So you could see their anatomy. She was suggesting that I wear the joggers so she could see my anatomy, my swipe, whatever you want to call it, ding dong. And that was her reason for me asking me to wear joggers. Now, vice versa, if I'd asked her to wear a shirt, right, with no bra or something, and she went and told me, that's sexual harassment. That's what that is. That's sexual harassment. Again, 20 years ago, or, before the world got technical, that was flirting. If the person was interested in you, that was flirting. Now it's sexual harassment. So, flashback forward, her being mad at me for thinking that me and her friend were into it when actually we hung out that day and every other day after that. I noticed the difference in her. I noticed the difference in my managers. I said to my other team members on lunch, I said, hey, listen, something weird's going on. I want y'all to pay attention. Everything that was ever said, you guys were around me, right? That's what I said. One other key detail, super important, sounds super crazy. In the midst of this jogger thing, of her asking me over and over again to wear joggers, I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I'm not a liar, you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. She asked me for about a week and a half about the joggers. I'm going to be honest, as a man, as a guy, I really did feel uncomfortable. And that's kind of weird for a guy, right? It's kind of weird. But when you're kind of like, I guess same thing with women, when you're kind of like interested in somebody, you kind of like them and you kind of think they're attractive, like you feel a little uncomfortable. Like you're like, oh man, like I don't know, And that's not normal for me. But I did. I felt like, oh, I don't know. I don't really want to, you know what I mean? Finally, what I did was I didn't wear joggers, by the way, guys. I didn't wear joggers. I know you're thinking I folded. I didn't fold. I didn't wear joggers. What I did do, which was a mistake, was I took a picture, right? I took a picture. I didn't send it to her, even though I had her number. I took a picture, and I told her, right, after a week and a half of her asking about the joggers, I told her that, hey, I took a picture because you keep asking me to wear joggers that I'm not going to wear. If you want to see the picture, you're more than welcome. But I'm not trying to force anything on you. Obviously, she said, oh yeah, heck yeah, I want to see the picture. I show her the picture. She blushes, turns red, smiles, and says, well, I guess I won't be saying that again. Right? That's what she says. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but you know, she was pleased, I'm guessing. Again, so you know, going forward, that's what made it even more strange. I'm like, you know, she's been trying to flirt with me this whole time. Now I finally showed her after her telling me over and over again about this. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling like, oh man, you know. But at the same time, I know, like, you know, what did I do wrong? Was that not her harassing me for a week and a half about this over and over? Now and again, sexual harassment, man, is someone harassing you sexually, right? She talked about this thing for a week and a half to the point that I felt uncomfortable enough that I felt like I should show her a picture. Is that sexual harassment? Yes, it is. Was it also flirting in a way? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. But the thing is, we can't be biased in this world. We have to say it is what it is, right? If a man did the exact same thing to a woman, that's sexual harassment. Or it's flirting, depending on the point of view. I know my story's jumbled and all over the place, but you know, if you stuck with me, you get it. So, my managers, who I joked with every day, wouldn't say a word to me. Finally, I was pulled aside by HR. They took me to the office and they said, we got a complaint about you, that you've been harassing an employee and giving them unwanted attention. Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a little bit of a dick. I'm a dickhead. I think that I'm smart. I think that I'm funny. And I don't take accusations lightly. When they said this, the first thing I said was, hey, do I need to contact my lawyer? Now, that was a serious question. At the time I had one of the top lawyers in St. Louis on retainer, because you just never know. I also said what was said. They came to me and they said, you were given unwanted passes to her, and that she wasn't returning them, that she felt very uncomfortable, right? Immediately when they said that, I tell them, I say, hey, listen, there's 3 sides to every story. There's their side, there's your side, and there's the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth because I don't have a reason to lie. And the truth was this. The truth is that she flirted with me every day, that she was very interested in me, that she was willing to hook up with me and wanted to hang out with me outside of work on St. Patrick's Day. The truth is, she told me that she'd eat me up, right? The truth is, and the truth is, I flirted back with her, okay? I flirted back with her. She said she eat me up. I'll say she's beautiful, da-da-da-da-da. She had a boyfriend that was there, that was known. The first thing they said was, you're a liar. She has a boyfriend. I say, I know she has a boyfriend. Have you seen her boyfriend? I'm not trying to be messed up, but dude is super like in a depressive state and not looking happy. He probably don't compliment her. He probably doesn't say any nice things to her. He doesn't really look that nice. He was probably 5'1". You know, I'm not saying I'm 6'5", but geez, like she was like 5'2". Like, you know, shit. Like he wasn't a typically attractive man. You know, she's from a small town. Slim pickings, baby. Slim pickings. She was the cream of the crop. You know, that being said, they looked at me and they said, well, we got to investigate this. They investigated it. They went around to every single team member on my team and asked them, is this true? Does she flirt with him? Is she interested in him? Right? They all told him. They all told them, yes, they flirt every day. They're always talking. Blah, blah, blah. He buys us lunch. Da, 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 da. They told the truth, man. They told the truth. Then in the office, they asked me, but what about she said that you showed her a picture? And I told them exactly. I said, yeah. Oh, you mean, and I'm a little crazy. I said, oh, you mean the dick pic? They were like, you admit it. I said, hey, this girl harassed me for a week and a half, begging me to wear jogging pants so she could see my penis. Okay. They looked at me like, what? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Like, it was crazy. It was very weird. It was weird. And maybe it was weird because, again, and I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but maybe it was weird because we're in the Midwest and they're older Caucasian people. And maybe some people don't understand universal attractiveness, and that I'm a good looking man. Maybe you're not into black men or whatever, you know, even though I ain't full black. Maybe you're not into black men, but at the end of the day, you can't deny that I'm an attractive man, you know? And I said that. I'm just like, listen, this is nothing crazy. You know, that's not crazy for her to be coming for me, you know? You know? And I told them, yes. She asked me for a week and a half, kept telling me, well, you must be small, this and that. You know, it made me feel uncomfortable. So yeah, I broke. After a week and a half of her asking me, I broke. And yes, I offered to show her a picture that she accepted. She grabbed my phone to see it. Yes. A week after the investigation, everything was dropped. Everything. The moral of the story is, if I had been lying, I would have been fired. I probably would have been sued or in jail or something of the sort. But that's not how it happened, because, you know, because I had people that had my back. I had receipts, basically. Now, what did happen was, about a week and a half after this whole thing boiled down and everyone got back to work, she felt uncomfortable and all the team was acting all weird to her because they were like, damn, that's crazy she tried to do that to you. What ended up happening was, another HR person came from Worldwide Technology in Overland, or, you know, Westport, and they said, hey, we looked into it more, and because you admitted that you did show her a picture, we're going to have to let you go. I left the building immediately. I think they had a cop escort me out. It was a black man. He said, man, you should have known better, man. Can't play with these people. It was crazy. It was an eye opener. It was real. And I realized at that point that, you know, I didn't just realize, but I knew, like, damn, the world is not fair. It's fucked up. It's socially fucked up. It could have happened to anybody. It didn't have to necessarily be a black man. Could have been a white man. Could have been a woman. Could have been anyway. But in this situation, I was sexually harassed, because that's what that is, right? Flirting is sexually harassment now, right? I was sexually harassed and coerced and made uncomfortable, and to the point that I broke, right? I broke and I folded, and I offered to show her something that she had been asking to see her this whole time. She took my phone, she saw, right? And I was fired for it. So is that fair? I talked to a lawyer about it, actually. A good friend of mine, he's a lawyer. He went to SLU. I talked to him about it. And do you know what he said? I'm going to leave this with you guys. This is the last thing. He said, man, I'm going to be honest with you. It's like you said. She's a beautiful blonde hair white girl, and you're a black man. Hope you guys subscribe. Check out more of my content. I got more stories, man. Next story is about how I lost $500,000. So I'm probably going to record that now too. Yeah, hope you guys stayed through the roller coaster of it. Subscribe.